Some moments in Formula One don't just surprise you, they make you question if you've slipped into another dimension. We're not talking about crashes or botched pit stops. These are full-on glitches in the motorsport matrix. Events so strange, they make you think the simulation's cracking. Welcome to F1's Twilight Zone, where common sense gets overtaken, logic gets lapped, and the laws of racing physics completely ignored. At 17, most of us are just learning how to drive. Max Verstappen. He was outbreaking world champions and sending it into turn 1 like he owned the place. In 2015, Max became the youngest driver to ever start an F1 race. And he didn't just survive, he thrived. The kid was so outrageously good that the FIA had to rewrite the super license rules after him. That's right, he was such a glitch in the matrix that the rules literally changed to stop another Max from bending reality. F1 wasn't ready for Max 1.0, and now look where he is. Luca Bador was Ferrari's longtime test driver, loyal, fast in practice, always ready. In 2009, his moment finally came when Felipe Massa got injured. Bador was handed the keys to a Ferrari, and it was a nightmare. 2 races, 2 last place finishes, lapped like a rental car. It wasn't just a lack of pace, it was like the car rejected him. How do you go from years of development driving to that? The universe had a hard no for Bador's redemption arc. 0 points in 50 races. Legendary. For all the wrong reasons. How do you earn your first F1 podium without actually racing? Welcome to Spa 2021. It rained so hard the race couldn't properly start, but because a few laps were run behind the safety car, the race was deemed official. George Russell, who qualified second in a Williams, stood on the podium without turning a competitive lap. Half points were awarded, fans were soaked, drivers were confused. It was a Grand Prix in name only, and one of the strangest podiums in F1 history. Imagine showing up to 16 job interviews and getting rejected every single time. That was a Gory Suzuki's 1989 season with Zach Speed. He failed to qualify for every single race. 16 attempts, 0 starts. His teammate managed to make the grid twice, but for Suzuki, it was like trying to break into a locked vault with a spoon. The car was awful, yes, but the record unmatched. It's not just rare, it's like the sport refused to let him exist. Finishing last isn't usually news, unless every single car finishes. At the 2011 European Grand Prix in Valencia, Narain Karthikeyan came home 24th out of 24. And that's bizarre because in F1, full grid finishes are almost mythical. Engines blow, brakes fail, stuff happens. But not this time. Everyone made it to the flag, and Karthikeyan gets the trivia gold. The only driver in F1 history to finish dead last in a full 24-car finish. It's not just odd, it's mathematically freaky. Marcus Winkelhock entered his first and only F1 race at the Nürburgring in 2007. Starting from the pit lane, he took a gamble and switched to wet tires before the lights went out. The skies opened, chaos unfolded, and somehow, a spiker was leading the race. Not just for a lap, for several. World champions were behind him. The team couldn't believe it. The fans couldn't believe it. And then, poof, electrical issues ended the fairy tale. But for a few glorious laps, the F1 multiverse glitched, and a debutante in a backmarker led the field. Teao Fabi was a qualifying king. 3 pole positions in his career, but here's the twist. He never led a single lap in any of those races. None. Zilch. 0. He'd start at the front, then immediately fade like he was racing in reverse. No crashes, just no race pace. It's like the car turned into a pumpkin as soon as the lights went out. Pole position, sure. Lead the race, not even once. That stat line deserves its own conspiracy board. The 2005 United States Grand Prix should have been a showpiece. Instead, it became an F1 horror story. Michelin, one of the tire suppliers, realized their rubber wasn't safe for the Indianapolis banking. Their solution? None. 14 cars withdrew after the formation lap, leaving only 6 Bridgestone-shod cars to race. Fans were livid. The race was a farce, and F1's credibility in America took a body blow it took years to recover from. It wasn't a Grand Prix. It was a tire politics meltdown broadcast to millions. In 2014, someone at F1 HQ thought, what if the final race was worth double points? Why? Drama maybe. Fairness? Definitely not. Suddenly a 50-point swing was on the table, enough to completely flip the championship. It didn't happen that year, but imagine losing the title because of a gimmick. Drivers, teams, and fans hated it. The idea was scrapped immediately, but for that one race, F1 turned into a casino, and fans were rolling their eyes. Jacques Villeneuve was banned from the 1997 season finale for ignoring yellow flags, but instead of serving the ban, his team appealed. While the case was pending, he raced anyway. He went on to win the championship. Yep, the FIA said, "You're banned." And Jacques said, "Cool, I'm racing." No backup plan, just chaos. It was legal limbo, and the FIA kind of let it slide. If that happened today, Twitter would melt. But in 1997, Villeneuve rewrote the rulebook by ignoring it entirely. These weren't just odd results or bad weekends. These were moments where Formula One cracked, where the matrix lagged and the rules stopped making sense. Which moment scrambled your brain the most? Let us know in the comments. Hit that like if your reality's still intact, and subscribe for more chaos from the world of speed. In the twilight zone of F1, nothing is ever normal.